Alright class, today we're going to dive into the exciting world of chemistry and explore the differences between physical and chemical changes in matter. Let's start by defining what exactly physical and chemical changes are. Physical changes are changes that do not alter the chemical composition of a substance, while chemical changes result in the formation of new substances with different chemical properties. One way to distinguish between physical and chemical changes is by observing the changes in the properties of the matter. Physical changes typically involve changes in the state of matter, such as melting, freezing, or evaporating. These changes can be reversed by simply changing the conditions such as temperature or pressure. On the other hand, chemical changes involve the breaking and forming of chemical bonds, resulting in the creation of new substances. These changes are usually irreversible and result in the production of new substances with different properties than the original substance. Now let's look at some examples to help us better understand the differences between physical and chemical changes. Imagine you have a piece of ice. When you heat the ice, it melts and turns into water. This is a physical change because the chemical composition of the ice remains the same. It is still H2O, just in a different state. Now let's consider a chemical change. If you were to burn a piece of paper, the paper would turn into ash and smoke. This is a chemical change because the paper undergoes a chemical reaction with oxygen in the air, resulting in the formation of new substances, ash, and smoke. Another important concept to consider when distinguishing between physical and chemical changes is the conservation of mass. In physical changes, the mass of the substance remains the same before and after the change. However, in chemical changes, the mass of the reactants is equal to the mass of the products formed. This is known as the law of conservation of mass. Now, let's explore some real-world applications of physical and chemical changes. One common example of a physical change is the process of boiling water. When water is heated, it changes from a liquid to a gas, but the chemical composition of the water remains the same. On the other hand, a common example of a chemical change is the process of rusting. When iron is exposed to oxygen and moisture, it undergoes a chemical reaction, forming iron oxide or rust. This is a chemical change because the original substance, iron, has reacted with oxygen to form a new substance, iron oxide. In conclusion, understanding the differences between physical and chemical changes in matter is essential in the field of chemistry. By observing changes in properties, considering conservation of mass, and exploring real-world examples, we can distinguish between physical and chemical changes with ease. Remember, physical changes involve changes in state, while chemical changes result in the formation of new substances. Keep exploring the world of chemistry, and you'll be amazed at the wonders of the natural world around us. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in our next lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning about physical and chemical changes in matter today. Remember to keep exploring and experimenting with different substances to deepen your understanding of chemistry. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. See you next time.